But essentially, John Doe claims that Combs him, and then he lost consciousness. 10 years old. Quote, when plaintiff awoke, he began crying immediately. Plaintiff's pants were undone, and then he says that his private areas hurt badly.
We have always said it is about the children. It's not just about me. Never just made it about me. I'm just the loudest one.
All right, so this is where we at, right? We got a new Diddy joint where they're sitting here saying that Diddy sex aid a 10-year-old. So we're going to play this because it's my first time watching it. So, you know, I'm doing my YouTube channel a little differently where I'm doing it more or less like when I see these videos that I like, we're allowed to do the reaction videos. So therefore, I'm starting a new trend. So I know we're going to have a whole lot of other rap bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls and, you know what I mean, doing cartwheels over this. Because, you know, I'm an innovator. Now, check this out, right? We're going to play this video. What I saw of it, the title caught me. What I saw of the video, I watched a little bit of it. I said, man, I got to watch this with my peoples. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's get this thing popping. All right. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here, man. We're going to play this joint and sit back and just listen to this. And I'm going to interject and interact and react and all that when I hear some things that I think is crazy from my point of view, which is a little different than your point of view. That's why you come here to Unique Mecca Audio.
So I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't want to get it. There's enough of you to do something.
There are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth.
If CPS wants to take your kid, they can come in and take your kid, and you really won't have a leg to stand on.
Yet another disturbing lawsuit against Diddy has been made public, and it contains some of the most horrific and sickening allegations we've heard about Diddy so far.
What do y'all think about these allegations? Put it in the comments. Let's watch this together, but I want to hear your opinion. What y'all think it is?
Man who claims he was only 10 when Diddy did the unthinkable to him is represented by lawyer Tony Busby, and Busby is now on a mission to expose not just Diddy's alleged crimes against the most innocent, but also everyone who enabled and covered up these crimes. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're now also hearing that this man's foster parents were allegedly involved and got paid off by Diddy to stay quiet. And if that wasn't bad enough, viral theories are spreading that claim Diddy is just one of many powerful figures involved in this rumored organized ring that targets young ones. And there's even talk of the alleged government agency's involvement. A lot of people are now calling for a wider investigation that will look into all of Diddy's connections in high places and their alleged involvement in these horrific crimes. But here's the
How high do you think Diddy's involvement go with this? If his involvement go at all? Just answer the question.
thing. If the rumors about government agencies and law enforcement being involved are true, then what hope is left that the real ringleaders will be brought to justice? Trust me, this rabbit hole is dark and deep, and while the content might be potentially triggering to some, it's an important topic that shouldn't be swept under the rug. So buckle up and let's jump right into it.
This morning, a California man alleges he was 10 years old when Sean Combs assaulted him during a 2005 visit to New York. He was trying to break into the music industry, and a civil lawsuit says his parents left him with a consultant who brought him to meet Combs.
So in this latest round of lawsuits...
So what do y'all think should happen to his parent, being that they left him with a consultant, with someone you don't even know, that here it is, now that this young man is an adult, you're calling a predator? What should happen to that parent is what I want y'all to put in the comment. Let's get this going.
Filed by attorney Tony Busby, Diddy is being accused of raping a 10-year-old boy who was left alone by his parents in Diddy's hotel room. And this isn't even the only horrific case exposed by Busby. Another lawsuit from a male accuser claims he was 17 when Diddy SA'd him during a 2008 audition for making the band.
On Monday, Texas attorney Tony Busby's law firm filed 2 new lawsuits in New York State Supreme Court, alleging that music superstar Sean Diddy Combs 2 underage boys in the early 2000s, and one of them was allegedly just 10 years old at the time.
So according to the first lawsuit, a John Doe who currently lives in California claims that the alleged attack took place in 2005. At the time, he was just 10 years old and he had hopes of becoming an actor or a rapper. Court documents obtained by Variety allege that the boy's parents hired a female industry consultant who recommended they should go to New York to meet with music industry figures.
The lawsuit claims that Combs forced the boy to perform sexual acts. The accuser's parents say they flew with their son to New York City to meet with people in the music industry, and they allege that Combs told the aspiring young rapper that he would have to do things he didn't want to do in order to become a star.
Hey, yo, that's sick. Do you hear these allegations? That's sick. They're allegations, so we don't know if they're true or if they're false, but the allegation is sick. It sickens me to my stomach to even hear this. And if these allegations is false, what would be the motive for someone putting out such a sickening allegation? That's what I want to know.
Lawsuit alleges that the consultant arranged for Diddy to meet with the boy for an audition, and Diddy specifically demanded that the boy should first meet him alone without his parents. And believe it or not, the parents actually agreed. The consultant then took the boy to Diddy's hotel room and left him alone with him.
The consultant brought plaintiff to Combs' room, but left him with Combs and told plaintiff that she would be back later. Plaintiff recalls other people in the room or area, but he did not know who any of the people were.
According to the suit, the boy performed a few rap songs for Diddy, and Diddy told him he could make him a star. But then things took a very dark turn, and according to the complaint, Diddy asked the boy, "How badly do you want it?" The lawsuit goes on to say, the plaintiff responded, as might any 10-year-old child, that he would do anything. That's when someone from Diddy's team gave the boy a soda, and after he drank it, he started to feel a little funny. And according to Tony Busby, they strongly suspect the drink was laced with substances.
Yo, hold on. I just want to ask y'all this. I'm watching for the first. Do y'all believe this? He gave a 10-year-old kid. They're alleging that he gave a 10-year-old kid a soda that was spiked. Let's get back to this. I'm speechless.
Including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy. After the boy drank the soda, Diddy allegedly told the boy to move closer to him, pushed him down and told him, "You have to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes."
The complaint says, quote, after plaintiff consumed his soda and began feeling its effects, Combs told plaintiff to move closer to him, which plaintiff did. Combs then abruptly pushed plaintiff down and said words to the effect of, "You have to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes."
So, here's where it gets really disturbing. The lawsuit claims that Diddy then showed his and told the boy to kiss it. The boy refused, but Diddy allegedly forced him to perform a sickening act on him, and shortly after the boy lost consciousness. But sadly, it gets worse from here. According to the lawsuit, when the boy regained consciousness, Diddy's pants were undone. And
Yo, come on, man. This sounds sickening. I apologize for even airing this. I didn't know it was going to get into all this. I was just playing it, so I'm already recording it, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. But this is sickening, man. Anybody who do anything even remotely like this should be castrated, you know, and locked in a box filled with bees. There's no coming back if someone is this sick that they do this to a child, man. Like I said again, I apologize. I didn't know it was this. I didn't know it was going to get into this, you know?
John Doe's private area hurt badly. He then started crying and asked to see his mom and dad. But Diddy warned him if he told anyone about what happened, he would do something bad to his parents. The lawsuit goes on to say that when the consultant returned, she noticed the boy was badly shaken and took him back to his parents. The parents confirmed the boy was lethargic and acting differently, and later developed severe depression and anxiety, which left him hopeless and fatigued. Now, when it comes to Diddy, Nothing is shocking at this point. But can we talk about the parents of this boy? So the fact they waited this long to file the lawsuit is not the issue, because the alleged attack happened in 2005, and we all know no one would have listened to these parents back then. Fans would have blasted them as nobodies and clout chasers who are mad their kid didn't make it in tech industry. Remember that a lot of people didn't even believe Cassie until hotel surveillance footage came out. Plus, based on everything we're hearing now, it's likely Diddy had police and judges in his pocket back then. So maybe the parents tried to report it and it got shut down. We don't know for sure. However, what's hard to understand about these parents is why they allowed their 10-year-old to go to a grown man's room unsupervised in the first place. They met this so-called music consultant on the internet and they decided to trust her with their child just like that. Now you may argue that back then, no one knew that Diddy was a rapist in a PDF file. But let's be real, he still had a reputation that would make any parent be extra careful. And we're now hearing from some music industry insiders that one of the first questions commonly asked to parents at these auditions is, will you allow your child to be taken to places without the parent being present? A lot of parents walk away from these auditions because of that question, so the filtering process happens immediately.
Yo, this is sickening, man. This don't even sound like what you would expect to be in a lawsuit. This sounds more like a horror movie. This sounds like a sick horror movie. Do you see the picture that's being painted here? Yo, it gives you chills to even listen to this. But, you know, I definitely want to give Screen Queens their props. They did a great job. Screen Queens, that's where I got this from, you know. They did a great job, but yo, this is sickening, man. This is sickening.
So for a parent to say yes to that question must mean they really don't have the child's best interest at heart. And here's where we get to this disturbing theory that's been floating around that the foster system might be complicit in these horrific crimes. A lot of people online have speculated that the parents of this 10-year-old boy were actually his foster parents. And if you recall, this is something that Allie Carter also talked about in her viral videos. She claimed that Child Protective Services was complicit in delivering her to powerful people who then allegedly did some horrifying things to her at these secret parties for elites. So if you're not familiar with Allie Carter, she's a young woman who's been making waves with her videos online where she talks about being a victim of Hollywood's elite at a shockingly young age. Allie first went viral during the COVID pandemic when she shared several videos claiming she was sold through foster care and offered as a party favor at Hollywood parties.
Survivor of King and Hollywood satanic rituals speaks out back in 2020 about how she was sold into through foster care. Allie allegedly claims that she was a victim of for many years and has witnessed well-known high-profile celebrities and politicians that have participated, such as Joe Biden, Michelle and Barack Obama, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and many more.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going?
But that's not all. According to Allie, this whole operation is highly organized, and she even alleged that some government agencies might be involved. Allie also claimed that there's a whole underground tunnel system used for transporting young people who are used at these depraved parties for elites.
Through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels.
Hey, y'all, if I'm getting this right, because I like to use my mind and dig deep into the depths of what's going on, for them to have underground tunnels, that means everybody higher up had to know. Because if they got, let's say, 50 houses, 10, because you're talking about a lot of property. You're talking about 50, you're talking about 10, 15 houses in an area, and they all have tunnels leading to them. That means the realtor sells those houses to people that those people agree on to walk through, you know, the tunnels to be able to go up into their house. So that area got to be for like a satanic cult, if I'm saying it right. I'm just saying how I'm looking at it. You know, that don't mean it's what it is. So you got these 10 houses in this area, big mansion with all this space, and they got tunnels leading under them. So now one of them want to move out, one of them die, the grandkids take it over or whatever, or they just decide to sell it. Who do they sell it to? They have to sell it to somebody that the other 14 agree with. is how I would look at that from what she's saying. You know, to make it make sense. What did you think? Put it in the comments. You know what I mean? My man Tiny. Yo. Hey, y'all, I'm doing a show right now, son. Hold on, son. Hold on. Hey, y'all, I got my man Tiny Bum. Y'all, hold up. Hold on. Hey, this the kind of calls I get. This is my man Tiny Bum right here. And my man Sewer Man. What? Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah, unique. What happened, man? Brian Sewers and Tiny Bum.
You see what I'm saying? That's how they treat me, son. They call me on the FaceTime because I've been busy working, giving y'all content, telling me that I'm not spending no time with them. Go ahead, they can hear you. Oh, they give me a sneak preview. I got to see the sneak. Oh, y'all. Yeah. I see. He just bought a brand new joint. Oh, man, hold up. This how my homies call me, tell me, man, we out here playing and you in there making videos for these dudes that don't even want to use the Cash App. Tell them again, they don't appreciate nothing. Tell them what that is, Tiny, that they looking at. All right? And if you're looking for your plumbing done, your pipe snaked, you know, no pun intended. Yeah.
347-573-8467.
Tell them what you do. Tell them what.
Hesitate to call Ryan Sewers and Drains. We do sewers and drains, one clog, all stoppages.
All right. See, that's how I plug my homies, man. That's my man. That's the sewer man down there. That's what we call him. That's Ed Norton. That's the Ed Norton of the crew. You know what I mean? And we all Ralph Cramden because we hold him down and he hold us up. Yeah, you know I got you. Just send me a request. I'm out of here. Let me finish the show. Send me a request. I'm going to treat you to a haircut for the Friday. Man, I don't know it. I don't need to look for it. Just send it. All right, I'm out. Yo, that's how the homies call me getting on me, man. You know, on a Friday. I'm getting ready to get out, though. We're going to get this thing done so we can get out. So let's finish this young lady saying what she's saying, man. I just had to liveness up, get my spirits up because the homies call. You know what I mean? Because this is some sickness stuff right here, man.
We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel.
You hear this?
The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper. You won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles.
Oh.
So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck. And it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt and you keep going deeper and there's more dirt and then there's cages of children. No, that's not how it works. There's cities underground. There's warehouses underground. There's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels and they've built them for decades. There's a lot of elite celebrities. They go down there for parties. There's a lot of child, a lot of satanic rituals, a lot of things that go on.
But Allie didn't stop there. Following Diddy's arrest, she shared more videos, alleging that Diddy's freak-offs were actually satanic ritual.
We're
we're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their ass. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual. I have been screaming underwater since I was 3 months old. I went into foster care at 13, 14. We tried to do a case against Riverside County Child Protective Services because Riverside County, do you hear me? Riverside County Child Protective Services was involved in my...
However, Allie didn't just stop at Diddy. She also named some unexpected names in her video and claimed there are certain people in Hollywood who have this reputation of being beyond criticism. However, according to Allie, people would be shocked to find out what type of sinister stuff these so-called role models in Hollywood get up to.
Hey, yo, this is deep. The content is sickening. Let me get that out, right? The content is sickening. But when you listening and you look at it from both sides, if this is true, and you got Hollywood elite that's sitting here that's playing this sick game with our babies, not saying it's true, but if this is true, they playing these sick games with our babies, marching them on the underground tunnels and tricking the parents to sign them over. If this is true, if New York City federal government in the Eastern District is, I think that's the Eastern. I know I was in Virginia in the Eastern District. Whatever it is, you know, you rat bastards will correct me. If this is true, this is some sickening crap, man. Hold on, let me bring this down here to the big screen. You know, I want to thank y'all again, you know what I mean, for your Cash App donation. You know, I definitely. All right, calm down. I want to thank y'all for your Cash App donation. I'm able to bring you content like this. You know, well, I could bring it down here to the main screen, but check out how fly I am with this, right? And I learned all this after coming home from prison after 26 years. You see that little logo in front of my face? Watch how I could grab that, you know what I mean? And I could move it over here, you know what I mean? And put it right there, you know? Or I could take it and move it and put it right here on my hat. You know what I mean? I can do what I want to do, you know? So I got to bring it up a little bit. So we're going to bring it up a little bit. And we're going to see how it look right there. All right, so now I got a logo. So that's where we at, right? I want y'all to understand that if this is true, this is very sickening. And to know that our heroes, our action heroes in the movies, let's not forget them. Our rappers, they ain't saying about our R&B singers, but they didn't say, you know, that yet. So I'm going to remove this right now, right? This is how fly I am. Thank y'all again. Round of applause. Y'all get a round of applause for your Cash App donation. It's on the screen. Make sure you hit the icon and say it was created in 2020. Now, right? So we're going to do this, right? If this is what's going on, America got issues. If we have these type of role models that this young lady is accusing of these horrendous acts. Talk to me. Let me know what is going on, please. That's all I'm asking. Please let me know what is going on. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. You know, let me play this video because I'm like numb right now from watching this video.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the children victims that are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bullshit. You know he's about to turn into another Epstein, and then the list follows and it circles back into a web. So why isn't anybody demanding any information on the kids? Huh?
Where'd that supply chain come from?
Do you think that thousands of bottles worth of baby oil was for thousands of who? $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza was for who? Over the border was for who? Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody gonna talk about that? You don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. I've been screaming for years. The adults who are swearing up and down, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
You shouldn't have been there. And on top of that, if you knew that there were children coming in after a certain hour, why the hell didn't you say anything until right now?
Coward.
But let's go back to what Allie said about her foster parents. So in another video, Allie alleged that the CPS is involved in this rumored PDF ring, and then Allie's mom backed her story and accused CPS of failing those they're meant to protect.
When Allie was put in foster care, I was advocating for her, and I was reporting back, and I was writing reports and turning in reports to CPS based on the that she was telling me that she was experiencing while in foster care. At first, they embraced me and they were allowing me to have visitation with her. When I started making too many waves, they turned everything back on me. They filed a court order that said I was a predator to Allie, and they were telling me I was not allowed to have contact with her because they were trying to silence things, and they were using that as a means to scare me. They never... CPS was in charge of Allie at that time. She was their responsibility. If they filed a court order that I was or was her, they should have pressed charges and they should have followed up on that, and they never did. Shortly after that, Allie went missing from CPS care. She was AWOL for over a year. After that year was up, they placed her with me. They said I was a good home and a good fit for her, and they allowed her to be placed in my home. Those are two opposite things in a very short time, but they do that to a lot of parents. That's a tactic they use to silence people, to keep control of the situation, to get people to look the other way. CPS is very corrupt, and it needs to be defunded. It's very evil what they do. They can remove children from any of your homes for any reason. It's irrelevant whether you're a good parent or a bad parent. If CPS wants to take your kid, they can come in and take your kid, and you really won't have a leg to stand on.
And now on top of all this, more industry insiders are starting to speak out about what they witnessed while working for the Hollywood elite. One of them is celebrity bodyguard Big Homie Double C, who recently hinted during his appearance on Real Life Productions that government agencies might be involved in the crimes Ally Carter talks about in her videos. So when Big Homie CC was asked about people turning on Jaguar Wright and calling her crazy after she came for Jay-Z and Beyonce in that Piers Morgan interview, CC refused to jump on the Jaguar hate train, and he said that at least Jaguar is trying to bring awareness to a huge issue that no one seems to talk about in the mainstream media.
There are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he could rape somebody. You know, these are people who are not used to being told no. And like, I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months, the other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on. So, you know, I'm not gonna debate like facts with people about Jaguar Wright. You feel me? This is a lady who got song production credits with Al Green, bro. You know, this is somebody who's a gifted talent, like a real artist, have a real singing voice, like now outside of the studio without synthesizers and effects, you feel me? And like anybody who's on a crusade to bring awareness to human and oppression against women and children, I support, you feel me? Like, you know, because that's really what the cause is. Because, you know, that was always my true message, you feel me? Like, to get my message out, I knew I wanted to throw the people under the bus, but like, I'm the boogeyman to them. So like, I ain't really worried about that, you feel me? But it's just like, it's things happening in our country that people aren't paying attention to, you feel me? The Democrats let in 13,000 people with murder convictions illegally through the border. That's outlandish. Over 600 people on a terrorist watch list have crossed the border illegally and are moving freely on the undetained list here in America. Each year, 150,000+ children come across the border and are unaccounted for. If they're not with proper authorities, they are with cartels, they are with criminal organizations, they are getting, it's the biggest business on the planet.
But what's your take on these new Diddy lawsuits and allegations of foster parents being involved in the cover-up? Drop your comments below. And now let's talk about some fresh allegations making the rounds about how Diddy targeted young ones whose parents willingly handed them over.
What they're looking for, yeah, that's enough for me. I don't know about you, but that's enough for me. I'm getting ready to tap out. I don't even got my outro. I'm just going to play the music. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish there.